morning and welcome back to Coffee Break.
In case you don't know, November is National Picture Book Month.
It's like the best month of the year.
It really is.
November is also a month for giving thanks, unless you're Canadian.
In which case you already gave your thanks, so they're ungrateful this whole month. They're already done with that. I don't know. I'm thankful for Canada for being so forgiving of us.
What we really are thankful for, though, is picture books, as you probably could have guessed. So the first reason that I'm thankful for picture books is that it's a really good excuse to snuggle with my nieces and nephews.
Of course.
I mean, I need to have like that upper edge and trying to be the favorite aunt, and free books anytime I see them. For example, when I went to visit my niece and nephew in Canada, there it comes up again. This summer, I brought Animal Beauty with me, and oh my gosh, they asked me to read this to them about 30 times.
Yeah.
And I said yes every single time, because how would you not?
Yeah, it's a really fun, colorful book, you know. I could see this being, like, a kid favorite, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just like, of course, your favorite aunt will read you a book.
Picture books are a great way to bribe children into loving you.
Exactly.
I like picture books because they can be like little mini pep talks.
Oh, yeah.
When I'm having a bad day, yeah. So we've got this book called The Yes, and it's just like, it's such a fun, cheerful book, you know, and if I'm having a bad day and like feeling discouraged and I'm like, man, I don't know how I'm gonna get all of this done, I can like look at the Yes, and it's like, look at him swimming into that ocean, even though the no's are telling him he can't do it, and he's just like, yes. So what's another reason that you're grateful for picture books?
I am grateful for picture books that say kind of what I'm thinking, or just like get me in a way that I wouldn't have been able to write or draw myself, right?
Yeah.
So when I first read Thank You God, this is one of those books that I was like, it's just so pretty, and it's like, yeah! Like that kind of reaction of, I love all of the pages in this book.
Yeah, well, and, you know, each page celebrates something different, you know, and it's something universal that we all have in common that we're all thankful for, so.
Right.
Yeah, so it does have that kind of like, yeah, I feel that way. Oh, and about that too. Yeah, isn't that the best?
Right, and also, even though, like, you know, I can come up with the fact that, like, I am thankful for sun and, like, the sunshine, but, like, would I have come up with to draw this incredible image? No. So thank you, Jago, for bringing this into my life.
Yeah, it says what you want to say, just with more color.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that. No, that's kind of like me too. I'm really grateful for picture books that just sort of get me. Like, we've got this book here, Roger is reading a book, and it's like, as soon as I read it, I was like, oh my god, this is my struggle with my neighbors. It really is, though.
So you're Roger, you're stodgy.
I'm Roger, exactly. So you've got, you know, this cute little girl who's like playing basketball in her apartment while Roger is trying to read a book, and you can just see him like jumping out of his seat because of the noise, and he's like knocking, like, stop that. I'm like, I'm definitely that person who's just like, oh, your dog is barking, leave me alone. I just want to read.
Normally when I think of you, Catherine, I do think stodgy old man.
Yup.
This really gets at the heart of all book nerds.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, normally, you know, I love having fun and like being adventurous and stuff like that, but if I'm like, you know, cozied up in my apartment with a blanket and a cup of tea and a book, like, I just want peace and quiet, and then you can hear the neighbors like walking around upstairs, and I'm like, oh my god.
Apartments are not for walking around.
Why can't you just
They're
sit
for curling
still?
up with a book?
Why can't you sit still and never move?
Finally, in case you haven't been able to tell already, picture books make me laugh. And that's another reason why I'm thankful for them. So one particular example is Brother Hugo and the Bear. If you haven't read this book, I don't really know quite how to explain to you how funny it is.
Without giving away the ending, yeah.
Right. But I think the best example I can give is just like the very opening of the book, because even after I'd like heard the concept of this book, and I was like, huh, that kind of sounds fun. And then I started reading it,
It's about a monk who gets his library book eaten by a bear.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
should probably point that out.
so Brother Hugo approaches his abbot and tells him that a bear ate this book that he was borrowing from the library and kind of doesn't know what to do. And the abbot says, "Pray tell, Brother Hugo," said the abbot, "how did a bear find our letters of St. Augustine?" They seemed to agree with him, and that was when the book got me.
He liked him.
I was
He
like,
thought they were good.
I was like, "Brother Hugo, I love your humor. I get
Yeah.
ya."
It's got this nice dry wit to it, you
Yes.
know? Yeah.
So, do you have one more reason why you're thankful for picture books?
I do, yes. Without picture books, I would not have a job.
That's
So,
a pretty good reason to
yeah.
be thankful for them.
The fact that my livelihood is built upon them is a pretty good reason to be grateful for picture books.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful that these exist and they can give kids joy and give them something to think about and
Mhm.
instill them with a love of reading. All the typical good feeling stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Warm fuzzies.
Yeah. Books are great.
So, are you thankful for picture books? We would love to hear why, because obviously you are.
And if there's a particular book that you're grateful for because it means something to you, let us know in the comments. We would love to hear from you.
Yeah, and remember you can also find us on Twitter and talk to us there. We are at Coffee Break EBYR. So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Let's start great.
They're so great, you guys.
I mean, if you're trying to make a decision or something, you're looking at your bookshelf, you're like,
Yes.
should I do this? Yes.
Yeah, it's also just like easier than flipping a coin. So there you go. Oh
I
man.
feel like this is going great.
Yeah.